He failed. The first ministry of Jesus upon the face of the earth looks like a failure. 12 men were too close to him. They were appointed and designed by God to walk with him, and as it were, he did his best. And I believe you can never have a better father in the Lord, a better mentor than Jesus Christ. You may never have a better company like the apostles, but to the best of his ability, after he was done, they failed. In fact, while he was here alive, he took them to pray, they slept. And an average of them could not pray for at least an hour. That shows us the example of their prayer life. So prayer is not that easy the way we commonize it. Anytime you see a movement of prayer, know that God is doing something upon the face of the earth. I know there are going to be a lot of abuse in line with the movement, but that does not defeat the fact of what God is doing in the intention. The devil is always interested in corrupting a system that God is building. It is his job. The devil is only relevant when he pervert a thing, when he corrupt a thing, when he mimic a thing. Is that okay? The relevance of the devil is not in creating anything new because he can't. His relevance is in perverting it, trying to truncate it. And so, Jesus tried his best. And to the best of his knowledge, his school of ministry was 3.5 years. And within the time, he sent those guys for a certain level of practicum, and they did well. He called them 2 by 2, and he sent them. And all kinds of escapade was done at his authority. To tell you that it was not trial and error, he called another time 70. He sent them, and they came back rejoicing. This thing is working. And he rejoiced that, oh God, you have chosen to do these wondrous things through men. But nevertheless, their relevance was only successful to the degree to which he was alive. And immediately while Jesus left the earth, all of them backslid. Everybody went back a fishing. The one fishing went back to fish. The one collecting tax went back to collect tax. Everyone backslided. And Jesus had to appear again. And while he appeared to them, at his appearance, they now realize they have lost something. So I realized that what Jesus wanted to do here was a restoration. Because what you call a restoration is a renewal. It's more like a revival. The word restoration itself is actually bringing you to an understanding that there was something in store before that was no longer there, so it has to be restored. Are we in the same page? So there was something that Jesus installed in these guys that made them to be able to do the things they did before. But immediately when he left the face of the earth, it's as though that thing was no longer there. And because it was no longer there, they could not exercise certain level of authority. So that thing needs to be restored. So restoration is just a process of restoring that which was lost. He had to do that because for them to be relevant, there has to be a restoration of that which was lost. And what was it that was lost? I realized there was only one thing that they lost. Because they were born again, they believe in Jesus. It's not as though they went back to the Roman government. It's not as though they went back to become unbelievers. No. They were still believers, but now they are impotent. And the reason why they are impotent was because something was no longer there. Because in the day he sent them 2 by 2, they did all kinds of wonders. They cast out demons, healed the sick, did everything, and they came back rejoicing. And the reason why they did that was because he gave them authority in his name. And if you are wise enough, you will realize that in every authority, most times there is power in it. Because when you authorize a man without power, it's a suicide mission. It's like authorizing you with a gun. You know, some of our police these days have gun, but there's no bullet inside. That's why sometimes when you meet police on the road, you say, shoot me, they can't shoot you because there's nothing to shoot. But don't say that to a soldier because he will die. So it's like they authorize you, but there is no bullet to carry out that exercise. So even if an enemy approach you, you will run away because there is nothing you can do. You are impotent, although you are authorized. So their situation was people that were authorized, yet again they were impotent. And it was not supposed to be like that, because anytime you authorize a man, you should give him all the necessary requirement to sustain himself in authority. Why will you be authorized and yet again not be given certain license? It's wickedness. That was the reason why they were impotent. It's not as if they did not want to represent God. They wanted to represent God, but immediately Jesus left, they now realized that they had authority and they lacked something. And so everybody ran away. So when he appeared, after he appeared and did all the display to let them understand that of course it is him, now they knew it is him, and they knew he's about to go. So he took them to the region where they knew that he's going to go, because they have read and knew that by the time a man approached towards the region of Jordan, just know that he's about to disappear. And just when he was about to go, one was wise enough and he beckoned upon him. Master, will you again restore the kingdom back to Israel? That means there was once upon a time that the kingdom was actually in the hands of the Israel, but it was taken away by the Roman government. And while Jesus came upon the face of the earth for the first time, God had a voice. And because God had a voice, it means the kingdom was now restored back to God. But while he left, it became a different story. So now they are asking, will you again restore it back? So from 6, when they were asking, will you restore it back? Go to 7, let me. He answered them well. Media, let me use my own. And he said unto them, it is not given to you to know the times or the season which the Father has put in his own power.